Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to be testing out a very strange applicator, and looking at this, you're probably gonna be like, Tati, didn't you already make that video? Didn't you already try that out? The silicone blender, we get it, we've seen it. We all had a big moment with it. I didn't like the original Sponge, you guys know that. Even though you might be seeing ads on Facebook or elsewhere that say that I do like it and they use my image, which shame on you companies. I'm trying to fix that. That's a whole nother story. I didn't like it, you guys. I thought it was a horrible way to apply your foundation and I never used it again. So you might be wondering, okay, well, what is your problem and why are you holding this very similar looking item in your hands? This is different. This is called the Squeegee Blender, and it is not all silicone. That is the difference. I saw this and thought it was kind of cool. You can find this on Amazon. It's hard to find it elsewhere. This is $25, but it's on sale for $16.99 right now, which I think is a complete and total ripoff. Long story short, I did find this on Amazon. It's $16.99, and we're gonna see if this is anything special. It is really different, and I actually think the one side of it that feels kind of fuzzy might do some smoothing and make the silicone part of it work better. So that's my hope, and we're gonna test this out together. So let's open her up and see what the fuss is about. The Air Blender series. All right, so you get a little instructional card. Submerge the squeegee completely into water and squeeze out the excess moisture with the foundation. Apply to skin using a tipping motion starting at the center of the face and moving out. Use the silicone part of the blender for applying and maximizing foundation or makeup, and then use the latex-free sponge for blending to get a more natural smoothed edge. You'll have results that are full coverage and flawless, effortless. You won't be able to resist it, apparently. It actually says on the back of this card, it will make you gain your very own high-class look in no time. We're all gonna look high class with this, apparently. I actually think this is brilliant. I'm gonna submerge this in water and maybe it will get a little bit puffier, kind of like my beloved beauty blenders here. And then you have the latex side to kind of spread everything out and then do kind of the blotting in, picking up some of the excess with the sponge part. This is cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna soak this. I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna scoot in closer and see how the application itself goes. Really hard to wring this out. I will say that. Have a towel, paper towel, something on hand because of the silicone, you really can't, you know? It is either gonna be a fabulous foundation day or it's gonna be a streaky nightmare. We are about to find out. I have primed my skin and I used my double Tenseur from Sisley. This is a favorite. It just works. A little bit goes a long way. And then I am gonna go in with this Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer, and I'm just gonna hit this just a little bit on the trouble areas where I feel like my pores are more visible. You guys know this is the cocktail that I used when I did a snap tutorial. I'm thinking I'm gonna do more of those. Like, I would like to do them maybe on the weekends. Let me know in the comments if you're into that. It was actually so chill and laid back, and now that Snap allows you to hold down that button, it was so fun to actually film me doing my makeup. So I want to do more of that and then kind of incorporate maybe a Q&A because a lot of you guys were sending me Snap questions while I was doing it. So that was kind of fun. Anyway, this is like the cocktail. You guys know that watched, you know the cocktail. All right, so we are going in with the best efforts, trying to make this sponge work, and I am gonna be using my All Hours foundation. It's so good. It's just so long wearing. It works for my skin. It has not irritated my skin whatsoever, and I'm loving it. So it says to work from the center of the face. I'm gonna go ahead and just dot a little bit. We'll start with half the face first, and I am gonna go in with the silicone side to try to blend this out. So this is spreading the product around nicely. My issue with the Sponge was that there wasn't any sponge on the other side to really pick up some of the excess, so you just ended up with too much product. I feel like I'm pulling at my skin really hard too. I just realized that. Like I glanced in the monitor and I'm like, ugh, like don't do that. You don't want to do that to your skin. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. It looks pretty good. All right, so now on the areas that I feel could use a little bit of a smooth out, I am gonna take the sponge side and just kind of smooth it on out. I feel like I need a different mirror. I'm just a person that thinks the sponge side feels so much better, so it's really hard for me to get out of that habit. I don't feel like I'm getting as much coverage as I usually do with my beauty blender. I'll show you. Look how much foundation is left. So if you are looking to conserve foundation, I think the idea of the Silisponge or any silicone sponge is pretty cool because you definitely don't use a lot of product. You could easily use this to blend in anything cream, and I am gonna try this out with my concealer today as well, but that is pretty cool. My big gripe with the Silisponge initially was that you didn't have anything to smooth it out with and it would leave streaks and it was just kind of weird texture and weird to use. So I do enjoy that this has that sponge that almost feels very beauty blender-ish. Now I'm gonna show you what I can do with the beauty blender that I'm having a hard time doing with this sponge because it's so flat and it's not as thick. I'm gonna pick up some of this product and you can see how much the beauty blender sucks up, which is why you do go through products so much quicker when using a beauty blender. But you'll see when I'm just stamping on like this little area of pigmentation, I can like really cover that up, and it just allows for a little bit of a more full coverage application. But it's weird, the beauty blender just kind of presses and pulls product back at the same time, and it just gives you such a nice finish, and it's really comfortable to use. I wanted this side to work better. It's not horrible, it's an improvement from the Silisponge, but it isn't quite as good as the beauty blender. If I had two of these on a table in front of me and someone said choose, I would pick this one, and it's not that much more expensive than this guy right here. So this one is, I don't know, like $5 less. I still love my beauty blender. We are going to try this out with concealer though. Let's just give that a whirl. So I'm just gonna go underneath my eye with a little Tarte Shape Tape. I'm not as tan as I was like a week ago. Okay, so now that I have a lot of concealer underneath my eyes, I am going to take this guy and kind of fold it and try to press it. Ooh, girl, that just makes the product go way too far. Like it's not pulling any of it back. All right, the sponge side is doing its job though. It's kind of picking up some of that excess that I don't want there. Surprisingly not terrible. I was actually able to achieve a really nice under eye conceal, and my foundation looks really good, so I'm not mad at this sponge at all. I'm actually really surprised. This is what everybody should have come out with in the first place. All right, for $16.99, this is not shabby. Does not replace my beauty blender, and I probably won't be reaching for this a lot, but if you were interested in any silicone sponge at all, I think this would be the clear winner. Or you could buy a silicone sponge for less money and then just grab a regular, even like a wedge sponge from the drugstore to do the excess pickup. That would work as well. If you're someone that specifically is looking for longevity in your products, like if you want to get the most out of the product that you're using, this will definitely give you more mileage. So there are definite pros and cons. I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup now. Let's see how everything lays on top. Why don't I have powder in front of me? The other thing is it doesn't blend this region very well. I probably could have done that better with my beauty blender just because the pointed tip just gets in there much better. All right, that was a quick peek at me applying the rest of my makeup. So let's zoom out and recap our thoughts, emotions, and feelings on the Squeegee Blender. I love my face makeup today. I'm actually really into it. Everything did glide on. There's no streaks, there's no lines. I think it looks so good. The only area that I really do wish that I could have gotten a little more coverage and blend is this area right here, which is very difficult to get into, but my beauty blender. It will go to all the places that I need it to go, including around the nose, right in the corner underneath the eye. So again, if I'm being totally honest, this still wins 100%. But if you do purchase this, I don't think you're gonna hate it. I think you will enjoy it. I think wetting this underwater is a joke. You don't need to do that. The sponge does not fluff up at all. It's actually very, very thin, and then it's awkward to get this whole thing wet. So I don't really understand that instruction. So I like it, but I don't love it. And I think this is gonna come down to personal preference with how you like to use your liquid makeups, but I thought I would hate this. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, here we go. It's still a sponge part 2, but this is not bad. You surprised me, Squeegee. It's actually pretty good. I just like this more. Okay, we're gonna stop there, but I do hope you guys enjoyed me trying out yet again another weird blending tool. If you see anything else online that you want me to put to the test, you know I will, so leave those requests below. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. I will see you in tomorrow's very over-the-top WTF. We're trying out a ton of new products that are all high price and new. It's gonna be an interesting time, so I hope to see you then. And other than that, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Yes, all right, bye guys. Mwah.